Damien Chazelle's newest film, Babylon, explores old Hollywood. Let's see if this film is worth your time. Hey everybody, my name is Justin here. I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services. If you guys are like me, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below for more up and coming content. I was really looking forward to Babylon. I love Damien Chazelle as a director. All the films that he has directed, from Guy and Madeline on a Park Bench to First Man, I think all of his films are great in their own way. La La Land is one of my all-time favorite films. I didn't watch the trailer going into this. I didn't really know much about it other than that it has a pretty good cast starring Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie, Diego Calva. There's so many talented stars within here, and it's directed by Damien Chazelle. It's 3 hours. What's not to love? This is probably the craziest film of this year. It is an absolutely wild ride. There is so many times in here that this film explores old Hollywood and the rise and falls of celebrities during that time, but it also tries to implement an emotional story throughout. We're really focused on three characters: Diego Calva, Margot Robbie, Brad Pitt. And each one of them is trying to fit into the movie industry. Margot Robbie wants to be a star. She believes that she already is a star and she has what it takes to be an actress. Diego Calva one day stumbles upon a movie set and works for them, and Brad Pitt is already an established star. He is starting to fall and his movies aren't as popular as they used to. So during this 3 hour runtime, we have enough story for each one of these characters to where you see that rise, you see that fall. And that fall is hard for them. And that's where a lot of the emotional moments lie for these characters. And you're so invested in these storylines that when those moments hit, they are hard. You hear the absolute silence in the theater as we are invested in their storylines. We spent over 3 hours with these characters. You feel like you're a part of their life. And you see how Hollywood and audience and critics all kind of have a play in the lives of these characters. But when the film is trying to be absolutely crazy, we see how these characters react to it and can adapt. But when this film is slowed down, it's very personal and emotional. Because the film is absolutely crazy. There's this huge party, there's elephants, people are being shot at, there's drugs, there's snakes. So many weird things happen within here. And the pacing from Damien Chazelle and the editing for all of those, especially the party sequences, are so fast because you're supposed to just feel that adrenaline going throughout the film. And then we have these really abrupt changes, these transitions to a slower scene, and those are more endearing moments. The film tries to implement this style of humor, and it's not so much the jokes, it's more for that shock value. And there's so many times in here something wild happens and seeing everybody react to it, it's insane. But then you have this really abrupt change to where you go from something that's absolutely crazy to something that's calm. But the way that the transition is handled, those calm scenes are supposed to be for humor because the tone and energy does not match what was set prior. So there's a lot of scenes in here where you're just absolutely shocked with what you are seeing. He goes all in with nudity and drugs and just these insane moments, but then offers these really tender moments for these characters, these moments that are meant for the growth of these characters, and he handles that so well. Damien Chazelle is a very talented director, and this is a really good directed film from him. So like I said, because he's got to balance that high energy, but also those softer moments for these characters in each scene, crazy or tame, feel very important to the characters and the overall story. The performances in here are really good. I think at one point Emma Stone was attached to this film, and then she dropped out and Margot Robbie took over. After watching this film, I don't think Emma Stone fit this role. Margot Robbie is perfect in this role. She is not afraid to speak her mind. She believes that she is a star. She provides for a lot of those crazy moments throughout. But as we learn more about her, we see that she is struggling, and Margot Robbie gives probably one of her best performances within this film. Coming off of Harley Quinn, she's able to kind of tap into that crazy side of that character, and it translates nicely in here. Diego Calva had a very calm presence within this film. He kind of just soaked everything in, but I love that transition for this character as he started to learn more about Hollywood and what it took to make a film. I loved how this character ended up growing and what movies meant to him. And then we had Brad Pitt, who was perfect in here. I love Brad Pitt, and this is one of my favorite performances from him. It isn't until like the end of the film, I don't want to spoil anything for the character, but you see kind of things that like take a toll on him, and that's that rise and fall for these characters, and it's really hard to watch at times. The story is centered around filmmaking and Hollywood. You see these big movies that are being filmed, how the time in Hollywood in the 1920s and 30s, and how they had to have everything be perfect for a scene, and if someone messes it up, watching the filmmakers be upset and angry that something happened, watching them try to film a scene was very interesting. I love that the film not only showed the actors, but also the filmmakers and the producers and the musicians as well, and how they fit into the movie. This is a movie about movies and the love for cinema and preserving films and enjoying films and watching the audience reaction to it all. Damien Chazelle really goes all in with those themes of cinema, and it plays out nicely in here. It adds for some jokes, it adds for some insane moments, it adds for some really just deep personal scenes that you're really affected by. If you love cinema, if you love going to the movies and watching movies, the end is for movie goers and how you feel when you watch a movie. So the end is a very touching, at times a little bit weird ending, but it fits into this film. Justin Hurwitz provides the score in here, and at times it's eerily similar to La La Land. That's not a bad thing at all. I love the score for La La Land. At times you could just kind of hear it when the scenes get soft and quiet. You could hear the score, and it's just so good. I could listen to Babylon's score on repeat any day, just like I can listen to La La Land's score as well. The story goes all over the place. Like I said, there's parties and drugs and nudity. There's Tobey Maguire giving an absolutely insane performance. This film handles it all. The 3-hour runtime doesn't feel like 3 hours. I've seen 3-hour films and I just want it to be over. That was not Babylon. Damien Chazelle's direction is top notch. The performances are out of this world. At times you're just getting those absolutely shocking scenes. It's not afraid to be vulgar and dirty, but also at times you're seeing these characters growing, and you really don't understand the story until about like maybe the hour mark, because the first hour is just all these little things being thrown at you, all these parties and the characters slowly being introduced, and then it's not really to that hour mark you understand what the story is trying to do, and that's the rise and fall of these actors and people that are involved in film and how movies affect them. There's so many good things within this film. I was happy with how this film turned out. I was really looking forward to it just because of Damien Chazelle, really talented director, and he's got another great film on his hands. So before I give you my score for Babylon, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie-related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here with the subscribe button to get it all in one spot. And if you'd like to see where Babylon ranks amongst all of the other 2022 releases I have seen this year, follow me on Letterboxd, and there you can find my ranking. I'm going to go ahead and give Babylon an A. Thank you guys for checking my review for Babylon, Damien Chazelle's newest film. Have you guys seen it by chance? What do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.